Hi, it's Barbara Phillips, founder of Nurse Practitioner Business Owner and creator of the NPBO Practice Startup System program. And I'm real glad to be talking to you today because I wanted to answer your questions about the NPBO Practice Startup System program, the summer session, which begins just next week. Like so many of you, it's just been a whirlwind of activity lately. The July 4th holiday just ended, and just prior to that, we were for a week in Las Vegas at the annual Nurse Practitioner Conference, the American Academy of Nurse Practitioners, where I got to do 3 presentations, and that was a huge amount of fun. And we did our first ever booth in the exhibit hall, and that was even more fun. So I'm just now getting to all of the questions that have been asked about the NPBO Practice Startup System program. And so I've created a little video because I figured that would be the fastest way to get that information out to you that addresses several of the questions that I've had recently, and I've kind of condensed them into just 15 minutes. So hopefully it'll answer your questions, and if it doesn't, you can contact us at npbohelp@gmail.com to ask your question about the program. But remember, we're getting started on Tuesday, July 12th, 2011, so stay tuned and watch the video. Thanks.
Okay, we're back again. So let's go through all the questions that I have been getting about the NPBO Practice Startup System program. And I want to caution you, this Q&A is for summer session because we do change things up from session to session. So the first question is, what is the NPBO Practice Startup System program? I mean, that is a mouthful, isn't it? Well, it is a system that I developed to help nurse practitioners start their own businesses and start their own practices. Basically, one of the questions that I get all the time, and I mean all the time, it is the most common question that I get. I get phone calls on it, I get emails, I get stopped at conferences, I get messages on Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn about these things. But basically, the question is, how do I start my own practice? And it's not something that I can answer in 1 or 2 sentences. And so this system was developed in order to answer that particular question. So the next logical question is, of course, well, what's in it? And this is something that a lot of people really want to know. Well, the NPBO Practice Startup System program consists of 7 modules. That is what I call the framework of starting a practice. And then it ends, or not ends, but then there are also 2 Q&A sessions in the middle and then at the end of the program. So let me just tell you a little bit about the modules once again. Module 1 is the PPFM analysis, and that is what I consider the foundation, the most important thing that you have to do before you ever get started with the rest of this. It will answer the question for you, should you go ahead and start this business that you're thinking about or this practice. Module 2 is about creating the business. It's about creating the entity of the business. So it's the structure, all the legal things that you need to do, the numbers, all of those sorts of things. But we also then talk about some of the rules and regulations that may be there for you in your particular state. And we spend some time talking about collaboration in this one because that is something that is part of the legal requirements in many states, and it can get in the way of you having a successful business. Getting paid, of course, is something that is near and dear to all of our hearts. And it's more than just, how do I get credentialed with Blue Cross? It's really, what is your business model? What is the financial model? How are you going to receive money? What kinds of insurances do you want to take or not? Do you want to do maybe a direct pay practice? There's all sorts of ways that you can do this. So we've got to talk about all the things that it takes to get paid, how you do your coding and your billing, and, the awful part of business being the collections. We do talk about that as well. Module 4 is what are you going to put in the structure you create? And that's your equipment, tools, and technology. And technology is so vitally important today that you must invest in an EMR system of some sort if you're getting started in your business and practice. So we talk about that along with some of the incentive programs that are going to be there. Clinical practice management is really an area you probably already excel in terms of you know what it takes to take care of your patients in the clinic. However, in this, we talk about the flow of patients. How are you going to manage that? Who's going to do what? What are you delegating? How do you get the good the good outcomes while you are still staying productive in seeing the numbers of patients that you need to see? So we talk about that, policies, procedures, all of that sort of thing. Now, Module 6, this is the guts of any kind of business, and this is where we are all lacking in education. We did not get this in our graduate programs, and many of us have had to learn this in a variety of other ways. And this is the operations or the business of medicine, the business practice management. So it's really about your finances. How do you manage that? How do you look at a profit and loss statement? How do you know whether you're in the red or the green or the blue? How do you know what is happening in your practice? What about human resources? Do you know all the rules and regulations around that? Do you have things like an employee manual, job descriptions, all of that sort of thing? And actually, one of the perks in being in this program is we give you all of that. So all you have to do is turn around and put your name and logo on it and tweak it to your particular business, and you have what you need for your employees to get started. We talk about compliance and regulatory issues and data safety and OSHA and all of these kinds of things that go into the operations of your business. What is going to keep your business humming and running? Module 7 is marketing. And if you've been following me any length of time, you know that I feel that marketing is the most important thing that you can be doing in your business, whether you're an entrepreneur, an intrapreneur, or an employee. So this is something that I think is fun myself, but I also think it is key in order to keep your business going. You've put a lot of work into getting this going, and you need to make sure that it continues to go and grow. Now, there are 2 Q&A sessions. One is midway, one is at the end. And in those Q&A sessions, we take any questions you have, any problems, any comments, and we answer them, we troubleshoot them, and we stay on with you as long as it takes until there's no more questions. It's a great way to not only get your questions answered, but to learn from others in the process. It's really, it's like a mini mastermind. They're really quite helpful for a lot of folks. Okay, so the next question, when does summer session for the NPBO Practice Startups program begin? Well, it's beginning really soon. Actually, summer session starts July 12th, 2011, that's Tuesday, and it runs until August 30th, 2011, which is also a Tuesday. So it'll be 9 weeks long. So what is the schedule? And I know this next slide is really busy, but this is a document that you will actually receive when you sign up for the program so that you'll have all this detail. So again, you'll see all of the classes are on Tuesday the 12th. There is one that is on Monday, August 8th, and that is the first Q&A session. And in that particular one, I'm actually inviting everybody to join the NPBO members for their members-only Q&A session. And again, I just think the Q&A sessions are very, very rich. A lot of information gets exchanged, and they're also just a lot of fun. The last session will be the 30th of August, and again, that's just a wrap-up and a Q&A. We'll get all of your questions answered. So again, this particular document you will get as soon as you sign up for the program so that you can schedule it on your calendar. Okay, so this always comes up, and I've heard it several times in the last couple of weeks. Well, what if I can't make it to a class? Well, the answer to that is it's pretty easy because it's all recorded. Everything is recorded and will be made available to you in the members area for our course participants. You'll have the videos, you'll have the audios, you'll have all the transcripts. The transcripts generally take about a week to get, but the transcripts will be up there. You can also interact with other participants in the program. So it's all there for you to access any time of day or night. What is the format? Well, this question came from somebody who thought that they needed to fly to San Francisco or Seattle for the program, but indeed it is online. You don't have to go anywhere. All you have to do is be in front of your computer or even just on the telephone to listen in to what it is that we're doing. So you don't have to go anywhere. You can stay in your jammies and just participate in the program that way. Several people, particularly at the AANP conference, asked me, well, can't I just get the DVDs? And so I want to tell you a little bit of story about that because they're not ready yet. I had actually intended on having them ready, had everything in play. We recorded our last course in a way that I thought we'd be able to convert it into DVD. And while everything worked really well, the videos did not. What happens in using this system we were using then, GoToWebinar, you have to convert that particular file into a format you can stream online. Then we had to convert it again, and then we had to convert it a third time for the DVD. And by that time, the quality of the DVD was so poor, it just wouldn't work. So when I got the final master on that, I just said, no, I can't put this out there. I wouldn't feel right about it because it just wasn't good quality. So this particular course, in full transparency, will be recorded in a little bit different format so that they will be DVD quality and will be available later in the year as DVDs, CDs, a binder, the whole bit, that you'll be able to just have at home and utilize the way that you want to use it. What about continuing education? Yes, we are offering contact hours. We're offering 9 contact hours for all 7 modules plus the 2 Q&A sessions. All you're going to need to do is to create the post test that we'll send you at the completion of the course. Send it in. It's very easy, and you will be able to receive your contact hour certificate. So yes, we do award that to you. Will this help me start my practice? Well, yes, indeed it will. That's the whole purpose of it. And I had a nice surprise when I was in Kentucky speaking there earlier this year. I had a nurse practitioner come up who had taken the course. She wasn't real active in the course. We had so many people, so I didn't know everybody's name last time. And but she used that material and started her practice just a few months after that. So that was real thrilling to hear. I've also talked with nurse practitioners in various other states around the country who have used our materials to get started in their own business and practice and even to grow their business. So that's been real thrilling for me because that's really the reason I'm doing this. I really want to see more nurse practitioners in business for themselves. And as I've said before, I do think it's the future of our profession. So in answer to the question, yes, it will help you get started as long as you do the work, because this does take work. I'm not going to joke with you. There's a lot of people who say, oh, it's real easy to do this and that and the other. And yes, it doesn't have to be very difficult, but it does take work to do. It is time consuming. So just to go in with the idea that you're going to roll up your sleeves, get it done, and get started in your dream practice. Can I download the materials? Well, absolutely. The materials are available for you to download in a variety of different formats. You'll have the MP3s that you can put on whatever MP3 player or phone that you're using, PDF files for a lot of things. Several things will be in Word because you can tweak those and use them in your own practice without you having to reinvent the wheel. There's some things in Excel. And if you don't have the Microsoft suite of products, you can always use OpenOffice, which is a free open source substitute, if you will, for the Microsoft Office products. Will this course be offered again this year? This is also something I've been hearing a lot about. It's people are busy and they don't necessarily have time to do that, to put aside for that right now. And the answer to that is, I don't know. I don't know if I'll be offering that again this year. Like many of you, I'm also quite busy and have a lot of things on the plate, and I don't know if we'll be able to squeeze it in again. So, I'm not saying this as a ploy to get you to take part in the program right now, obviously, but I am letting you know I don't know if we will be doing a live program again later this year. How much will this program cost? Well, I get this question all the time, and that's certainly a question near and dear to our heart. And I will tell you, and you probably saw this when you watched the original video, that I have had my mentors tell me that this is a $2,000 program, that programs like this should cost $2,000. It teaches you actually how to create your own business, how to generate many, many multiples of what you would pay for this program. However, I've never been comfortable with charging that amount of money. Then at the AANP conference, I had a nurse practitioner tell me, who has taken the course, that I've charged way too little for this program and that she would have paid indeed $2,000. So what am I saying? Well, I'm not saying I'm going to charge that right now. At this point in time, our current investment for this program is only $497. And so that is available to you today. Now, I've also had the question, will it be the same price for the DVDs and binders and CDs and all of that? And the answer to that is no, it won't be, because there's a lot more cost involved in creating the program. So it will not be the $497. But that is what the current digital course is today, if you want to participate. So let me go through everything one more time just to make sure that I've got everybody's questions answered. So the NPBO Practice Startup System has 7 modules. It has 2 Q&A sessions. You get the transcripts. You can download the audios. You have worksheets, templates, and workbooks that you can just tweak and use as you see fit in your own practice, so you don't have to recreate anything. You have a lot of resources that will be also shared with you in order to get started in your business and practice. And there's really a lot more that goes into that. In the members area, you'll be able to interact with other people that are participating, which is really helpful a lot of times when you can start working with others that are getting started in their own business and practice and get some ideas from them. So that's what we have in the program. Oh, I forgot one other part here that I threw in here. What I'm going to do, because a lot of you actually missed the early bird special we had because of the AANP conference. And I was just as busy as everybody else and didn't get a lot of information out about that. And then, of course, it was followed up by the 4th of July holiday. And this program starts next week. And I really want to see as many people get involved that want to be involved. And so as an incentive, I'm offering a bonus for this particular program. And that bonus is the Smart Business Planning Guide for Clinicians. And it's actually a program we've just developed at NPBO. It is a 2.5-hour video course complete with all sorts of workbooks, Excel spreadsheets, and that sort of thing that will walk you through so that you can create your own business plan from the perspective of a medical provider, not a retail store or a restaurant or those kinds of things. It is designed to help you start and finish your business plan. So that is available to those, but it's only available to 10 people. The first 10 people that sign up for the program will get this particular program for free. Otherwise, if you're interested in the program, you're certainly welcome to purchase it. So again, the Smart Business Planning Guide for Clinicians is available for free for the first 10 people who sign up after watching this particular video for the NPBO Practice Startup System program. Okay, so what do you need to do next? Well, it's real simple. If you want to join us for the summer session of the NPBO Practice Startup System program, you need to go to www.npbostarterkit.com and sign up there for today's price and for the bonuses so that you can join us next week beginning July 12th, 2010. 2011. If you've got any questions, you can contact us at npbohelp@gmail.com and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. So again, go to www.npbostarterkit.com and join us today, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye now.